Hey guys, gals, friends, and pals, this is Paul, EastXTwitch, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Game School, where we learn about a different game every Saturday of the year. Tonight I'm joined on mic by Tyler.
Hey guys.
And we are going to be checking out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade, Wrath of the Mutants, which is available on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and Steam. It's on everything. It just launched last week, and I actually reviewed it. I had a release day review, which is something I don't get to do too often. This, Tyler, you might not realize this, but this is a port of the 2017 Turtles arcade game. Did you know that?
I did. I read a review about it, therefore I'm very informed about this video game.
Well, you are a pretty awesome proofreader, it turns out.
Thanks.
But yeah, there was a newer Turtles arcade game from just a few years back. It's based on the 2012 Turtles animated show, so not the current show. Like, there was another show that came and went, Rise of the TMNT, and now there's a new one that starts this summer, which is based on Mutant Mayhem? Yeah. So, anyway, it's not the current Turtles show, but I would say Turtles fans are pretty well familiar with this version. You can still watch it on Paramount Plus and I think maybe Hulu. There's 3 difficulty levels. There are non-stackable achievements, so I'm going to be playing through the game on easy tonight since I've already played through it on normal. And the real arcade game, Tyler, only had 3 levels and then the boss level. So it wasn't very long. And for the home release, they added 2 completely new levels, Amusement Park and Dimension X. And then the boss level, the Shredder level, it's just completely different. Because before it was just like one area with a boss rush, and that was it. And they've replaced that with a full-on level with new bosses and everything. So that's kind of good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they added that sort of content. 3 levels sounds short.
Yeah, exactly.
Even for a beat 'em up.
There you go. So like the real arcade game was 30 minutes long, the home game is 60 minutes long. It's better. But you know what they should have done and didn't do was make the original boss rush level available just as its own thing. Like, yeah. Why not add some replay value by letting people do the boss rush? Doesn't make sense. But anyway, you can select to play levels in any order, and you can go back and replay them, which you could not do in the arcade. And it keeps track of your score for that level. So let's just go ahead and hop in. We're going to play it in the regular default order. Which turtle do you want me to be, Tyler?
Donatello.
Donatello it is.
He's the coolest.
He's the smartest. I like that about him.
Right.
In the 2012 animated show, he had a crush on April O'Neil. Unreciprocated, but she would lead him on a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And some people always found that odd, you know?
Nothing like a little interspecies erotica.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it would fuel fan fiction and things like that.
Right.
That's funny. Look, I just got this item that makes you spin around on your shell briefly. That's fun.
These graphics. I mean, they look fine. They look like the series, but I never liked the style of this series.
Yeah, I don't particularly like the series art style, especially for backgrounds. Like, I don't mind so much on the actual turtles, but
yeah, even the turtles are goofy. Like Donatello has the gap tooth or whatever. He probably talks with the lisp or something.
Well, he doesn't talk with a lisp, but yes, he does have the gap tooth, and also their feet are like big and flat, and they have
they are. I see that.
3 toes instead of 2, because they always have 2 toes, so it is weird that they have 3, but it's so they could do that weird shape.
Like his feet are about 3 times the size of his head.
Yeah, so there's that.
I never noticed that. Yeah, now I won't be able to look away from that.
Yeah, you know, being a big Turtles fan, and an artist, I always notice decisions they make with character design and such.
Yeah.
Just got a smoke bomb.
I mean, I'm trying to think, was the Michael Bay style out yet? Because that's obviously the superior style to go with.
Oh my gosh.
So they could have just done that. Like, they should never go with any other style after that.
Oh wow, that's a funny thing to say, Tyler. Yeah, the Michael Bay Turtles are so ugly that I won't even watch those movies.
Yeah, they look weird.
Yeah, they got nose. Like, they look more like frogs crossed with Shrek.
Yeah, they do look like frogs.
So I don't appreciate those movies one bit. I was even thinking about what prizes to have for tonight's stream, and I considered buying a digital copy of one of the movies to give away. And the only one that was a reasonable price was for $5 I could get the first Michael Bay movie. But that's like a booby prize, you know? I'm not gonna
Yeah.
spend money to give everybody a bad movie.
No one wants that.
I just did the assist item where one of the turtle's friends comes and clears the screen of enemies.
All of them.
But as I mentioned in my review, there are only 2 different assists. There's Metalhead and Leatherhead, the alligator, who's also traditionally an enemy, not a friend. But anyway, it makes no sense that Casey Jones and or Splinter are not assists because, you know, you could just have more. Like, it's not hard.
Go take a cat nap.
So, because there's only 2 of them, you see them a lot over the course of the game, so that's a little bit repetitive.
Pizza power.
That's my complaint. Just got a pizza. Refills my health. Pizzas are not very common in this game. Ah.
You need a timeout.
Just threw an enemy towards the screen like you can do in Turtles in Time. And as I'm sure you know, Tyler, this game seems to have a Turtles in Time influence. So, not too surprising. Here's the first boss, Bebop. What do you think of his design?
Ugh.
Too skinny?
What on earth?
Yo, thank you for the follow, Tomathan. But yeah, I've always felt that this particular show has ugly designs for the enemy mutants.
Yeah, that's horrible on Bebop. How many on the other ones now?
Yeah, and I would say there are worse looking ones too, but certainly not the best Bebop design by far. We're gonna do a special move now. Turtle power. All 4 turtles have a unique special move. Damages all the enemies on screen, and it is highly effective on bosses.
Too cool.
Okay. He says Shimon, which is something Michael Jackson would say.
Yeah, he looks like, I don't know, like Prince or David Bowie. Like, I mean, he definitely has like that Mick Jagger rock star style to him.
Yeah,
That's
so
horrible.
they've got that influence.
Yeah,
I mean-
they
Oh,
like
crap,
the
I
art
died.
style is like to like mix up the proportions to make them look interesting. Like the turtle's feet or like his head is obviously 10 times bigger than the rest of his body combined.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't end up working out good. The swapping proportions.
We got him.
That's how I feel as well. So this Last Chance store, I think, is a reference to the comics, and you see there's some classic comic artwork on the wall. And we may have already passed it up, but also there's another store that's owned by April O'Neil and the different Turtles properties. So, I mean, the backgrounds are not super exciting, but there's some thought put into them, so you can't complain too much. No takers? Come on. God, why is nobody showing up tonight? Oh, well.
Yeah, it's a quiet night.
At least it's not a night where we have official prizes. If it was,
Right.
I'd be very frustrated. Fight and Rage is actually a super good beat 'em up, guys. Like, many people consider it one of the top 5 best games in the genre. So, like, that's a good prize. Ah, get away. Yay, it didn't hit me. You got the colored foot soldiers that you would see in the original Turtles arcade games. They carry different weapons.
Colors are cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The throwing stars are a fun item to get. Now we've got a smoke bomb again, which will stun enemies. That could be true, Icky, because Fight and Rage does go on sale on Fanatical a lot. Now I'm fighting Krang robots. They look humanoid, but inside of them they have the Utroms, which are called Krangs in this one. But
Ooh, a
little-
crank.
But it's funny because when they crawl away and then you can hit them or throw them, and it's just funny to beat up on the little guys. Oh God! Quit losing your lives, Paul. Hey, Chicago! We're glad you made it. We're gonna have somebody to talk to. Oh, get the item. Ah, Paul. Oh well. Yeah, Chicago. If you don't own Fight and Rage, please enter and win that game because it is actually a good game. It's a good prize, I promise. Yeah, that's the spirit. Hey, Torquay's here. Glad to see you, Torquay. Oh, Torquay's entering as well. Now the contest is hotly contested, Tyler. How about that?
Sweet.
I thought you'd approve.
Is this for the Steam game?
Yeah. And by the way, here's an assist item with no enemies to use it on because it barely... there were barely any enemies to begin with. Leatherhead looks pretty good. Oh, you know what? Some enemies just spawned when he appeared. I guess just so that there could be something that happens. That's funny. Alright, should I
Yeah,
just...
Leatherhead looks better. I mean, he doesn't look anything like Leatherhead, but like, I mean, his proportions aren't completely out of whack.
Agreed, they're not.
Awesome! I'm a superhero!
I do like that there are throwable objects, because that's not usually the case in New Turtles games. Oh, hello, Panda P. That's fine. I forget, are people allowed to win more than one Steam code per night? I really don't remember what
I thought so, yeah.
was.
You can
Yeah.
enter for Steam and something else.
Yeah, at least you can definitely enter for Steam and also a console code.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, maybe not in the exact same contest, like in the same one, but like if you enter and win for Steam in the first round, you can enter for Xbox or whatever in the later 2 rounds.
Yeah, so that's not bad. Yeah, that's true. Well, Leatherhead is not only from the 87 show. Like, Leatherhead appears in the comics and basically virtually every Turtles iteration. Okay, I'm gonna use my... I need to be using my turtle power more often instead of saving it up for the bosses because there's an achievement for doing it 100 times. So, I should just use it whenever I get it, right? But it is really handy on bosses.
Yeah, you should probably just use it every time to work if you're going to keep playing it towards the achievement.
Might as well. Oh, Panda P does not enter for the Xbox codes. What platforms do you own, Panda P, if you don't mind us asking? Ah. I need that pizza. Yeah.
Pizza! Well,
It does not fully refill your health, which is chintzy.
right.
Oh, Switch. Maybe we should do more Switch prizes. Ah. You know, we talked about it a week or two ago, but it's been... Getting prizes has actually gotten harder over the years, even though streaming and giveaways are more common. It seems like that has somehow worked against us. What's up with that, Tyler?
Maybe they're going to bigger streamers.
You think that's
Like
all it is?
the codes that are available.
Atari 2600. Yeah, this is a fun game. I played through this in 4-player local co-op with Brandy, her daughter, and my son. And, like, everyone liked it. Everyone had a good time. So, there's kind of a general negative reaction to this one online. I think maybe because the art style, or maybe just the lack of content, because there's no extra modes, you know?
Yeah.
But it is a fun game. And, like, Brandy doesn't even like beat-em-ups very much, and yet she thought it was really fun. So, that's a nice thing. Ah. One less than great thing, which I talked about in the review, as you know, Tyler, is you can attack in 8 directions in this one, and that is generally not popular in beat-em-ups, because beat-em-ups historically only allow you to attack left and right, and maybe up and down. And because of that, you can... I mean, it just makes... A lot of traditional strategies involve, like, you know, dodging up or down and things like that. It doesn't really work in an 8-way game like this.
But I mean, it's like, you're obviously in, like, it has, like, 3D elements, so what do you mean by, like, 8 ways? Like, do you mean up left and down right and down left and stuff?
Yeah, like, when the enemy fires, he can fire in any direction rather than just left and
I
right.
see what you're saying.
And the thing is, that makes it harder to dodge.
Probably
you
something I don't notice too much, because I'm not a big beat-em-up fan.
Yeah, I think a lot of, like, anybody... I think only, like, hardcore fans actually notice this. So, that's on me. But it's just something I would not have chosen to do if I had made it. But it doesn't make the game bad or anything. Yeah, we beat the first boss, baby. I could replay it to get a higher score if I wanted. But I'm just going to move on. Let's do the TCRI level. That stands for Techno Cosmic Research Industries. Hey, Turtle Pizza Power, I'm so glad you made it. Hello.
It's cool.
Yeah, Turtle Pizza Power, if I had a way to contact you, I would have asked you if you wanted to co-host on mic with us, because obviously you're an authority on this game. or at least on the turtles themselves. All right, should I stick with Donnie or should I do a different turtle?
Different turtle.
All right, let's be Raph then.
Ugh.
So that's another thing.
No one likes Raphael.
Well, then we should get him out of the way, right? But I think a lot of people do like him because he's, I don't know, they like his rage or something. Yeah, can we get a shout out for Turtle Pizza
Moody
Power
or whatever? Like he's probably like Hot Topic's favorite.
You're probably
Ninja
right.
Turtle.
People like an angry character because he captures their anger, their edge, you know. Why? You deserve it. Oh, you're a good streamer. I mean, every time I watch you play, you're playing Dragon Ball Z stuff as opposed to Turtle stuff. He plays a Dragon Ball card game a lot. But also, he's, you know, he's very animated and energetic, and he can sing. I can't sing. So, a lot of good qualities there, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That is true, Chicago. Very true. Yeah, that's a big thing this game is lacking, is it's lacking online co-op. Because if it had that, you'd automatically get a lot more replay value out of it. But when you can only play with your local friends, that means, I mean, a lot of people may never even get to experience co-op at all. Like, they'll only get to play it single player. Turtle power. Yeah. Go Raph. So Raph's turtle power move is pretty cool. He just punches the ground like crazy and flames come out.
I love it.
Oh, and by the way, the characters all... It seems that every character uses their real voice from the show. I don't know if they have them record lines specifically for this, or what the deal is.
Yeah.
You would think so, because even... We're going to see it later, but Gilbert Gottfried does a voice of a boss.
Nice.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that.
He's a superstar.
Yeah, and I might have thought that these people were just sound-alikes, because that's a common thing to do for a licensed game. But the credits list the real actors. Oh, Leatherhead, I missed you. Oh, well. AI generated. I mean, they list the real actors, so that's why I think it's probably really them.
Leatherhead's a good guy in this?
Apparently. Yeah, you know, there's some characters, like, when they do different iterations like this, sometimes they mix things up like that. And there's a bad guy turtle, Slash, who does not appear in this one. But in some versions, Slash is good, and in some versions, Slash is bad.
Huh. They do talk a lot.
Yes. It gets old after a while. Like,
Yeah.
you don't mind right at first, but
I can't hear it, but it does seem like the little caption pops up very frequently.
yeah, you can see all the subtitles.
I love being a turtle. I'm gonna kick your turtle shell or whatever, you know. Like,
Yeah, and there's one thing they say where, like, it needs a comma, and it doesn't have a comma, so it always annoys me when it pops up.
oh no, not a missing comma.
Yeah, well, you know that bugs the heck out of me.
What I needed.
That's right.
Yeah, turtle power, baby. So why don't we talk about our experience with the turtles? Tyler, what's your turtles experience?
Well, they stink in real life.
Really?
I had a friend who had 3, and like they were like they stunk. His aquarium stunk. It stunk up his whole house.
Did you just not clean it enough, do you think?
No, he cleaned it all the time. They just stink. They're smelly animals for some reason. Like
That's a
their
shame.
aquariums get stinky or whatever.
Gotcha.
So I watched the cartoon some as a kid. Like I was too young to remember anything more than like, you know, from an episode to episode basis. Like, oh cool, you know, the turtles are kicking butt type of thing. So like, you know, I knew them and a few of the bad guys and a few of the side characters. And then I had the NES game
Look at
growing
this
up.
guy.
Ooh,
He's
Fish Face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
I
he's
never
so-
heard of him.
Well, he was created for this show.
Oh, okay. And so I played the NES game a good amount, but even, you know, that game's hard for anyone, let alone a kid, so I didn't
Yes.
get very far a lot of times.
Definitely.
Then I played the arcade game in the arcades a little bit, but not a ton. So that was mostly my history with the Turtles. Oh, and the live action movies I watched a lot as a kid. I
Nice.
probably watched those more than the cartoon.
I should have jumped there, obviously. I'm not playing very well, but that's okay. Anyway. Well, you know, as for me, when I was in 5th grade, the cartoon took off, and I got highly into it. But I was a bit of a casual comics reader at that point, so I started getting into the comics, the actual Turtles comics, which are much more mature. Not like adults only, but just more like, you know, kind of like the modern Marvel movies, that level of maturity.
Right.
That's all you've got, kids?
PG-13 maturity.
Yeah, exactly. Like you wouldn't see any significant gore in those comics, but they were stories written for adults or
Take him
teenagers.
down like a level
Right.
1 boss.
And so then when the live action movies came out not too long after, I was all about that. You know, like Turtles 1 and 2, I saw both movies 3 times in the theater. That was back before movies came out on home video immediately after the theatrical run.
Right.
Like now they come out a month or 2 months later at most, which is crazy. Okay, let's get
Just
that.
what I needed.
I gotta get used to using my... Oh, look, it's Krang from the 1987 show. He has no reason to be here, but he is. And guess what? This thing he's doing is taken from Turtles in Time.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. First level of Turtles in Time.
You guys can do better than that.
That punk. Ah! And in the original arcade game, Krang was a boss in this level, but they have moved him to a different level of the home version. So he just pops up, but you don't fight him yet. And that's fine. I don't feel strongly about that. Ah, stop shooting me, friggin' turret.
Nice.
Yeah, can't you go beat up the turret?
What I need.
There you
I
go.
should have done, but...
Yeah, done that first.
So did you have any experience with any of the newer Turtles games?
I played that 3D one that wasn't very good.
Out of the Shadows on 360?
No. It was, I
Oh,
think,
the-
done by Platinum or something.
The more recent one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Platinum let us down on that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've, like, expanded to, like, have A teams and B teams and C teams, and, you know, their smaller teams were picking up those, a lot of those licensed games that they did. So the Transformers one was pretty decent. The Turtles one really wasn't.
Yeah, because of the quality of the Transformers one, I think I expected much from
Yeah,
the
I think
Turtles one.
everyone did, yeah.
And did it have online co-op?
Now stay there.
Or was it single player? I can't remember.
I think it did. I don't remember if I played it much, but yeah.
And like the storytelling, the cinematics are pretty good, but then the actual structure of the game is just butt. Ah! So that was the big problem. I don't know if you agree, but like you had kind of an open world area and you're just supposed to run around and do things, and the lack of structure to that really killed it for me.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, Mutants in Manhattan, that's what that one is called.
Like, just make it a boss rush game, you know, if you're just gonna add level content that's not even interesting or whatever.
Yes, because like open world style does not work if you don't have good stuff to do in the open
Never
world.
get too much
Yeah.
pizza.
And if players don't know where to go and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I played through it once. I was like, oh, this is pretty lame. I'm not gonna, you know, because in a lot of Platinum's games, especially the shorter ones like that in Transformers, are meant to be played multiple times and get more difficulty, you know. I was like, once is enough with this. I'm not going back for more.
Nice.
Fair enough. I didn't even beat it, and I'm quite a Turtles fan, so that kind of shows how problematic it sort of is.
What I need.
But, I mean, I would like to go back someday. I think it's backwards compatible, but I can't say for sure. Oh, look, and now I'm fighting Tiger Claw. He is an original character created for this series. But the IDW Comics has their own very similar character called Old Hob.
This is gonna be a brutal fight.
Run,
Come on.
little turtles.
Old Hob.
Moving target.
Yes.
Of my favorite.
He's like a sort of a old gangster character. In this one, though, this guy, he's an assassin from Japan. And I have not actually seen the episodes with him in it, so I don't know if he was a mutant before he came to attack the turtles, or if he was a regular guy who got mutated when he got here.
Mutated to your con, yeah.
It is like that. Ah, get away from me, punk.
Impressive.
Have some throwing stars. Oh,
Most
you shot me.
impressive.
So, one thing we could talk about, you notice that I changed characters when I start a new level, right? That's because for the home version, they've structured it where you select your character at the start of every level, and you get 3 fresh credits at the start of every level. So, it's not unlimited credits, but at least every level you've got 3 credits, so that if you're not terrible, it should be enough to get through a level. And
Interesting.
therefore get through the game. Yeah.
Ninjas get
It's not
it
too bad.
done.
That is
Time
true,
for me
Icky.
to
And
bring
I could be
pain.
detecting their patterns better and things like that, but I'm not. Oh well. Yeah, beat the level. There's an achievement for beating a level with 4 characters, and they all have to be alive, like 4 players. Sorry. So everyone's got to be alive, and you have to beat a level, which we've done. But again, that would be a hard thing to do if you did not have 4 people to play with, or at least 4 controllers. High scores. Looks like I did not make the list. There's local leaderboards, but not online leaderboards. Another example of cheapness, unfortunately.
I don't buy no indies anymore. I just play them off of PlayStation Super Plus or whatever it's called.
I buy them on sale.
Yeah, very rarely do I buy anything on sale. Unless I'm gonna play it right away, I don't buy it.
Gotcha. That's, I mean, not unwise.
Thank you.
Use power-up items to enhance your combat.
Yeah, I can see that, Icky. We subscribe to a lot of streamers. Oh, by the way, this level has sewer surfing, the sewers level. It's the only level that does something different mechanically from the rest of the game, you know?
Yeah.
And of course, it is inspired by one of the Turtles in Time, isn't it? Yep. So, plenty of that kind of inspiration. Well, that's
Like
fine.
there's like absolutely no detail to the water, basically.
Yeah, no, it's pretty plain looking.
Yeah.
The actual developer of the game is Raw Thrills, you know, a modern American arcade game company. And they made the Fast and Furious arcade games. I believe there's 2 of those. And they've published some of the big Buck Hunter games. I don't think they're the actual developer of them. So, I mean, it's probably a pretty small outfit and not one I would compare to, like, Konami in their heyday or whatever. Hey, thank you for the follow, Joker. Welcome to the stream. Mikey's special movie throws pizza at everyone, which is pretty fun. Ah. But yeah, not the most graphically impressive game. Still, don't you agree that it's just nice to have a way to play it at home?
I mean, it's cool that it exists. It's not like something that I was like, oh man, I can't play that. But yeah, there's like, you know, random games out there that are like stranded on a certain console or stranded in arcades or, you know, stranded in time. So it's cool that it exists now for the people that want to check it out.
Yeah, there you go. Even if it's overpriced for what it is. Yeah, like, you know, you remember Space Harrier from Sega?
No.
Well, beloved classic Sega arcade game, right? Which got ported to many systems. But there's a modern-ish sequel called Planet Harriers. It's never been ported to anything. So, just totally stranded, and it's like, why would you leave that money on the table? You put the money into making a fancy-looking 32-bit arcade game, and you're not going to ever port it to anything? Doesn't make sense to me. Like, I understand waiting a while to port because you don't want to cut into the arcade sales, but after a while, just let us buy it.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with this one. It came out 7 years ago, so it's been out for a while. This enemy actually looks pretty cool. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks alright.
And the enemy Chrome Dome is in Turtles Shredder's Revenge, you know, because there's a 1987 version of him. But this one looks completely different. And arguably better. I would say it looks better. Ah, jump. Hey, that time I jumped. I did the thing. Darker Player says Power World is AA. It's really hard to divide up the AAA and AA type stuff. Have you ever gotten into a survival game, Tyler?
Yeah. I like survival
as?
games as long as they're not too in-depth.
Gotcha. What's an example of one that you enjoyed?
Oh, is Minecraft a survival game?
Well, yeah, Minecraft is.
Yeah, Minecraft, Terraria, that
Oh,
level
yeah.
of game.
Terraria is quite good.
Subnautica.
Oh, I never played that one. Take that, Chrome Dome. Alright, let's move on. By the way, I didn't point this out, but one thing this game is lacking is any kind of intro. You know, like you just hop into a level, right? It's like, even the original Turtles arcade games had good little intros. Why not have an intro in this one? Bit of a shame.
Yeah. It's weird how, like you said, how bare bones it is. Oh, his special's pretty cool with the pizzas flying everywhere.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, Jonah says Subnautica's good as well. Here's some Mousers. First appearance of the Mousers in this game. And we're fighting these enemies called Squirrelinoids that are based on the pizza monsters from the classic
Oh yeah, it
Turtles
does
and
look like a
Arcade.
pizza monster, which is looks like a xenomorph.
Yeah, exactly.
The second Subnautica is not nearly as fun, Jono. Like, I mean, it's more of the same, but it's like really more of the same. Like, I don't know, like I like played them like a year or two apart, and it still felt too samey to me. Like, I wish they had done more with it.
Dang.
There's also on land stuff, which is super annoying.
Oh, so what if you played the second one first? Would it just not...
You'd probably like the second one better,
Oh,
but I wouldn't. The first one's story is also quite a bit better.
interesting. Did I just take damage by stepping on that hole? I think I did.
And holes can be painful.
Take that, Mousers. There's blue Mousers, which is kind of interesting. Shame there's no giant Mousers, because it's easy to make, like, bigger versions of a 3D model. But, you know, Shredder's Revenge has giant ones, doesn't it? Or, like... Actually, the ones in Shredder's Revenge probably are different shaped, but there's some bigger ones. Here you have subway trains going by, which is a decent background detail. And you can get smacked by them if you stand on
Something.
that track.
So cute, but so dead.
Is there a kidney in that lunchbox?
That's funny that you think of that. Tyler, I saw a movie last night. Do you know which movie it was? They just wrecked that subway car, which is
Ninja Turtles 3, I saw that.
cool. No, it's a theatrical movie that's out right now. Boy Kills World.
Oh
Have you
yeah,
heard
I
of
read it in the thing. Yeah, it's like the sequel of Boy Meets World, right?
it? There you go. What happens when he grows up and gets angry?
Exactly.
But it's a Bill Skarsgård movie. It's interesting because he's got two big action movies coming out at similar times. That one and The Crow, right? I think it's the same guy.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's hard to tell all the Skarsgårds apart, but I believe that is so. But anyway, it's the interesting thing. You have a mute character, so the character he's deaf and mute, as a matter of fact, and so therefore, to communicate his thoughts, they have H. John Benjamin, the voice of Archer and Bob from Bob's Burgers.
And Coach McGurk.
Oh yeah, there you go. But he does the narration, so it's interesting. You have some witty writing combined with just hardcore action. And it's I mean, it's stylish and pretty good, but like it is so much action that some people might not appreciate that. Also, it's kind of like a weird, not realistic world, you know, very stylized.
Oh,
Takes place
yeah.
a fictional totalitarian city or country. You know, it like kind of like someplace you might find in Thailand, but almost everyone's white. Ah, crap! There I go, dying. Resume. Alright. So, that's stuff that would put off some general audiences, I think. But, like, I liked all the weird stuff about it. And the action is very good, and there's some gory kills here and there, you know. Which is fun. Not obscenely gory, but, like, gory enough that it deserves the R rating. And it could make a good video game. There's a female character who wears a helmet that, like, displays text on it. You know, so, like, she communicates that way. But she can also talk out loud. So it's, like, kind of like, why does her helmet say... But I think the idea is they wanted a character that the main character could definitely understand since he's deaf. You know, so, like, and she's an antagonist. But anyway... At least, you know, he can understand whatever she says that way. And she reminds me of, like, a video game character, though. Like, there was this game where you played a robot with, like, a heart on his face or something from a few years back. I forget.
Yeah, I think I remember it. That indie game?
Yeah, it was indie. And that
Yeah.
same developer is making a new game in some series. I forget what series. Ah,
What was that game called? Love something or something.
yeah, like something to do with heart or love.
Yeah.
Icky, I need to watch that City Hunter movie that just came out on Netflix. But anyway, yeah, she reminded me of that character because it seems like he had a screen for a face or something, didn't he?
Yeah, scream for a face type thing.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm fighting Baxter Stockman, who is a fly, and who gets mutated into a fly in this version of the show, just like the original show. And
Okay.
he's voiced by Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, okay. He looks pretty bad in this compared to his original. Like, let's make him look not cool at all, and just instead
Definitely
just
not cool.
fly.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the
With the
giant
shark
head.
pants, yeah.
Head's too big.
Yeah. Yeah, because Baxter Stockman's a cool looking character too.
Dexter, take a chill pill.
I think they did stuff like that with this particular show in order to make the enemies less scary. You think that's what it was? That's my guess.
Oh, maybe, because it's supposed to be dialed down a little bit
Yeah,
for
and
a
I mean,
slightly younger audience.
it's 3D and such, so like if you had a really scary design, it could potentially be perceived as scary for the little kids. Who knows? Darker Player says there's an FMV game where you played a deaf bodyguard. What game is that? But another thing about the Boy Kills World, there's a guy whose lips he can't read. So like whenever this character talks, it's just like gibberish. Like we hear the gibberish that he's interpreting it as. And it's quite funny, you know, like it's an inventive thing they do with the character not being able to hear.
I mean, it sounds interesting. I saw a preview or something for it, and it looked like interesting. Not like I have to see it, but like, oh, maybe if I saw that, it wouldn't be bad type of thing.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know if you ever get to watch it.
Yeah.
But I saw it with two of my teacher friends and also just a longtime friend from childhood, and we all had a good time. But we had to go to the friggin' 10 o'clock show because one of the guys didn't have a babysitter until later. So, I mean, for me, having gotten up at 4:30 in the morning, seeing the 10
Yeah.
o'clock show, I was quite tired by the end of things.
Yeah, that's the problem with movies, right? 10 o'clock's not that. 10 o'clock's not bad, but it's a bad time to start a movie. If the movie gets out at 10 o'clock, sure. But, like, when you start the movie at 10, it's hard to stay awake in there sometimes.
Exactly. And yeah,
I saw that, the Quentin Tarantino Splatterhouse, but I think it was like a later showing at, like, 8 or 9, and that's, like, 2 movies in one.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, so it was, like, almost midnight. I don't remember if I totally fell asleep during the second one, but I definitely, like, was zonked out. Not to mention the second one is freaking slow and boring.
Is that the actual Quentin Tarantino one or the other one?
That's a Quentin Tarantino one.
Yeah, but the only one I've seen out of the two is the Robert Rodriguez one, and
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I personally couldn't enjoy it.
Oh, really?
I just don't like him as a director.
Oh, he's not my favorite either, but I mean, it's like dumb fun. I liked it enough.
Yeah, I can see the appeal of it, but super green screeny and like a bit mean spirited.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long time ago, so like, I don't know, green screen was like probably
Not so
expensive
prevalent back then.
Right, exactly. Like it was more expensive to do green screen than it was to just do, actual shooting things.
Yeah, I mean, he would go on to make Machete not too long after that, which is hella green screeny,
Is it? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and that's a movie that qualifies as dumb fun, but I just don't enjoy his directing, so unfortunately.
Right.
That's getting it done.
I think I saw something. I like Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
I'd like to see that. It always did look interesting, and obviously
Yeah,
that one would not have been green screen to death.
Right. It's it's entertaining more than like maybe a great coherent story, but it's good.
Gotcha. Darker Player asks if I have played any FMV games. Yeah, back in the day. I'm having a hard time thinking of one, but definitely obviously I played Dragon's Lair and I messed with Time Gal for a minute, although I never finished it. But I never played through Sewer Shark or like the Sherlock Holmes games that were kind of big in the early 90s.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the game D. Do you ever hear of that one? It was 3DO exclusive, but later on it got ported to maybe PS2 or something. I forget.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, it was an FMV game from a Japanese developer, and I did play through that. And that game was only 1 hour long, so I owned it. But yeah, you don't get that much replay out of it.
He directed Sin City as well, or co-directed it, or whatever.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Sin City's pretty good. It's not
Yeah.
great.
Obviously, Sin City is also very green screeny. However, I did like how it was so comic book like. I
Right.
did appreciate that.
Like all three main characters, like I couldn't get through. Like there's like super gruff voice, and then it went to like the next guy, and there's a super gruff voice, and then finally it went to the third guy, like, and there's a super gruff voice.
Good observation there. I didn't
Clive,
think
yeah,
about that.
Clive Owen and Bruce Willis, and I don't remember who the third story was, but I feel like the three main stories were all super gruff voices.
Turtle power.
It was nice. That's from back when Bruce Willis was still cool.
Yeah, well, I think he has like a dementia type of disease now or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poor dude. Which
We got to avoid those
is sad
fights. We
and
don't want to get
and
crushed.
whatnot, but also should he have made a ton of bad movies?
Yeah, I don't know
So-
what was up with that. If that was like a mental thing, or it was just like his agents or his family talking him to it, or he just wanted to do it, right? Because like he would just like show up for like 10 minutes in all these movies and get paid a bunch, but like his face would be on everything, and so now he has like this huge collection of movies in his filmography that are just terrible.
Yeah, like it. I mean, his legacy is tainted by.
Yeah,
having
why
done
not
all
just
that.
like shoot commercials in Japan or whatever, in China if you want to make money, like a ton of money.
Yeah, I guess he was able to just kind of like. Apparently, he would do like 1 day for 1 million or something like that.
Right.
So it was just an easy way to make money, perhaps even from home, you know, because I'm sure he didn't do much traveling for it. But yeah, I wonder if it was. Did the family talk him into it, or was it just that he personally wanted to leave them a legacy of richness? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, like,
Well, it's not
is
like
it-
yeah, it's not like his family's struggling because it's like Demi Moore and you know they're like pseudo famous anyway. Not that Demi Moore's famous, but
Yeah.
like Rumor and Scout and stuff. Like there's no
Like, they're already rich. Do you have to build
Yeah.
up the wealth? Like, just let them live normal lives.
I'm sure there's some sort of like reality show with some of them on it.
You would think. Boom.
Booyakasha.
Way to go, BX Latino Heat. Booyakasha. That's one thing. In this particular show, the 2012 show, instead of Cowabunga, they say Booyakasha.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was some kind of directive. I guess they just wanted to differentiate it a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I like Booyakasha, but I also like Cowabunga.
I enjoy how the ground on this level has textures.
That's a nice thing.
It is. I mean, like it looks 10 times better than the sewer level. Just the ground does anyway.
Yeah,
Maybe
agreed.
because of one of the new levels or something.
Look at this weird boss.
That is a weird boss. The creep.
What did you say?
Subtitle says incomprehensible gargling sounds.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, he's sort of a Jason Voorhees / Swamp Thing character, or
Yeah.
Man Thing maybe. Ah. So I don't think he can talk. I don't know how sentient he is.
Turtle power.
Let's do our turtle power. Yeah. Cowabunga is so 1980s, Darker Player says. Yeah, I mean, maybe I would feel differently about it if I hadn't grown up with the turtles, but like, still is just a cool, silly word to say to me.
Oh, shell shock.
Shell shock.
It's go time.
Ah. See ya, creep.
Well, that's the last.
What have you been
one
up
for
to this
you.
week, Tyler?
Not a ton. Working. I've been playing Dave the Diver that came to PlayStation Plus.
Oh, great.
It's a popular. I guess it's a survival game. Not really.
No.
More of a crafting style game. Well, not really crafting. I don't know.
Well,
like
it's
a mix of a million things.
yeah, it's a roguelike mixed with other things. But or roguelite, I should say, because it's
Yeah,
not
very
that much
light.
rogue stuff.
Yeah.
But you do have the completely randomized
Yeah.
layouts and
Yeah, it's really not completely randomized at all. But like after you play it, you learn patterns real quick. There's not a lot of
oh.
different variety there. It's all right game. It's definitely not on the top tier of those kind of mixed, resource collection type games. It's not
Really?
like those ones. No. Well, for
Oh, I love
one,
that game.
What, Dave the Diver?
Yeah, I mean, I love it.
No, it's like, for one, like the story, it just gets in the way of the exploration and the fun. Like it definitely points you where to go too much for me. Like I'd much rather just kind of explore and dive and learn things on my own.
Gotcha.
And then the writing is weird. I mean, I think it's a Korean game or something.
It is Korean.
But I mean,
Hey,
you
Roy
can,
Bob.
like the writing is not good.
Watch your step, boys. It's pretty dark.
Huh. I don't mind it, but yeah, I can see.
Let's run away. It's like, just run away. You don't need to say, let's run away. You're the only one there. Who is let's, you know?
That's funny. Well, it's funny because like a lot of the things it would be strengths for some players, like I see you perceiving as negatives, but I mean that's how games
like,
can be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people who like have played Subnautica, which is another underwater exploration resource collection game, and they really enjoy Subnautica, are going to be like aggravated by how much Dave the Diver holds your hand, but like maybe a more traditional gamer will enjoy it more.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would think.
Yeah.
But like it has just this really special atmosphere. Like the art style and the sound and everything create a very good atmosphere in my mind.
It didn't do anything for me. I like the cooking part actually, or the cooking and serving part. Actually, wish it was more. It got to be more in depth and stuff.
Yeah, I enjoy that too. Although pretty challenging. I don't know. At least I found it challenging right at first. Did you?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say challenging, but it's it's tough, but it doesn't evolve a ton. Like it's not challenging forever.
Gotcha. Yeah, you
I wish
eventually
that they
will
added
get
a lot
the
more
hang
to
of
it.
it.
Exactly.
I see. How about the Godzilla DLC that's coming out for it?
Oh, is there Godzilla DLC coming for it?
Yes, there's a trailer for it. You should watch it. But to me, that looked like a blast.
Huh? That'd be cool. I should keep that in mind. Hopefully, you'll have trophies. Yeah, it's
That
not
would
on
be a good
Xbox, huh? I thought
Unfortunately,
it was, but
no.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean at first it was just Steam, and then Switch, and now finally PlayStation.
Right, like they're just doing one at a time apparently.
Yeah, so hopefully it does come to Xbox, because then I'm just gonna play the heck out of that version. It's sort of like with Vampire Survivors. Like you guys are finally getting Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, exactly. We're like the last in line on that one. I'm excited to check that one out.
Yeah,
Is it still only $5?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and you
buy
will
it right
want
away.
the DLC, but the DLCs are like $250, so it's not even a big deal.
Nice.
And you certainly could play just the base game for like a month before you even choose to get a DLC, you know, because there's so much to do in the base game and then in each DLC. So there's a lot to it. Icky asks, why am I not playing Helldivers 2? Yeah, I have failed to go back to Helldivers 2 since we streamed it, and that is my...
Always wanted to see.
That's cool.
Look, it's Razor.
I haven't played it in a long time, but it's cool.
The dog?
Do you remember where the character Razor comes from, Tyler?
Yeah, the second movie.
Yeah, exactly. This version of him is quite freaky looking.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I kind of like his look, even though it's...
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's interesting. It's not as bad as Bebop, who just looks like he's bulimic.
Yeah, like this guy at least looks...
He looks
I mean,
like
to me...
skeleton-y or something.
Yeah, like he has a scary element to him where he doesn't just look like a baby design.
Right.
But they did an interesting thing with him in the 2012 show. Like, he didn't start out as a mutant. He started out as a regular guy named Chris Bradley, who is like a Chuck Norris, an evil Chuck Norris, basically. And then he got mutated into a character called Dog Pound. So for a while he was a dog mutant. And then later on, finally, they changed him to Razor. So it's an interesting way to do that. Very slow build-up. Oh, nice. Wolfie and Thyrenia are enjoying Helldivers 2. Is it crossplay between PlayStation and Steam? It is, right? Because we played with Sperry.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Wolfie, that's another game that we need to play together. I didn't know you guys had it. Like, I want to... Like, right now I need to be playing more Hammerwatch 2, so I hope that we can still play that, and you guys won't decide you don't like it. Because they got it on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it would be great to play some Helldivers 2. And Royal Bob, how are you doing tonight, dude?
I think I only made it to like level 15 in Helldivers. I don't know what level you guys at Wolf Blade.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
Maybe it's level 20? I can't remember. I finally unlocked one of the really good orbitals.
Yay. Ooh. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a game that Brandy would appreciate.
Yeah.
Like, EDF...
Also-
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. Nope,
I was
go
just going to say that Brandy actually does like EDF, which is really nice, right? But, like, EDF players, when... Like, in the EDF Facebook group I'm in and such, when Helldivers 2 came out, EDF players were like, hey, here's a new game we can play while we wait for EDF 6. But it's so different. So,
Yeah.
it is...
They're pretty different.
Yeah, like you're shooting insectoid aliens, but other than that, they're like that's about all they have in common.
Right. And that they're third person. There's third person.
Yeah, that.
Keep on coming.
I was just say, if like I got to that point, and I mean I did this with Destiny and a lot of other those types of games, like once you get to like 20, 30, 40 hours, you kind of hit this not all the games, a lot of these games, you hit this point where it's like, all right, I can call it good now, or I can put like another 60 to 100 hours into this game to like really get where I want to be, right? Like I'd love to be there, but it gets to this point where you really have to start, getting religious about playing it to get to that next stage.
So the progression slows down too much.
Yeah, I don't even know if it slows down, but I mean like the game gets so hard that you really like it's hard to just match with randoms and play when you get to those really high things. Like you're gonna have to start going on Reddit and online and Discords and find groups to play with, and you're really gonna have to be like about this life of making sure you get the upgrades and the daily tasks and all those sort of things.
Gotcha.
And it's like, I don't want this game to like take over my life. It's not that good.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, I wouldn't be able to get to that point at all, for sure.
But I mean, you can still have a fun 20 to 30 hours with it without having to get to that level.
Can you just play it occasionally and enjoy it?
You can, yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah, it's pretty mindless, just, to play once in a while. Put it, don't go too crazy on the difficulty, and you can just put it on and shoot a bunch of aliens and get some little upgrades and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what I would like to do. But it's mostly a matter of free time, not having very much free time. Like, I only get to play video games once or twice a week during the school year.
Yeah, Wolfblade. Mine was, I definitely had a Sentry. I'm trying to think. I had the Guard Dog. The Guard Dog, yeah, Guard Rover Laser. That thing is like completely overpowered. They haven't nerfed it yet, because you could tell that thing was like just way too powerful. And then I got this like laser orbital that shoots everything. That was really cool. That moved all over the place.
Not bad. Here I'm fighting in Dimension X. What do you think of the color palette of this level?
I like it.
I feel like there could be more contrast. The only bad
Yeah,
thing
I mean
about
it's
it.
all pink and blue and purple. Like it's just like I don't know. And the enemies are like dark purple, then they blend into the background.
Yeah, if they didn't blend into the background, so
Yeah,
much
why
would
not
probably
make
work.
them like a steel gray or something?
That'd be nice. But other than that, it's a fine level. Shell shock.
Is this the shredder level?
No, we're one level away from that.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I was thinking that we might have to play a second game, but the show and tell took long enough that we don't need to do that.
That's good.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm having a good time. I'm gonna get an achievement I wanted, and you guys get to see the entirety of the game, see what you think of it. That's something. Yay, Jono, thank you. Yeah, guys, we appreciate your support. We need people to turn up. We need subscriptions. Like, those things are what allow us to do the stream despite the challenges of being an adult, So thank you for all that.
Oh, yeah. Too cool.
But, Tyler, we haven't talked about what you watched this week. What the heck have you been watching?
Not much really. Drew Carey show. I've been watching that. I haven't seen that in like a long time.
What are you watching it on?
Plex. Friend's Plex server.
Gotcha.
Nothing. Yeah. There's no good way to watch it, unfortunately.
I see. Well, what inspired you to watch it?
Oh, just because it's like a nostalgic classic. I remember watching it with my family, my dad and my uncle and stuff on Wednesday nights, visiting my grandmas and stuff. So, yeah, just a lot of nostalgia to it. Just remember,
Miss
you know, like
Dietrich Bader.
that's right, right? Like you can't have enough Dietrich Bader. He's actually, I mean, he's actually there, like a very good, you know, he's a good actor. I've seen him in other things, and it's hard to like remove him from Oswald because he's such a stupid character in Drew Carey show. But he's, you know, he's a good actor. You know, he is a little bit above the other three. I guess what's her name, Christina Miller or whatever. She's in Scrubs too.
Is that Mimi or someone else?
No, Mimi's funny too. No, Kate, the girl in the group. And then, you know, Drew Carey's fine too, and then the other guy is more of like a comedian slash, you know, like the improv guy.
Yeah, Ryan Stiles,
Ryan
is that
Stiles,
it?
yeah. Yep, he's funny too.
Nice. Yeah, I like him.
But yeah, even like Dietrich Bader's in like Veep, which is a really funny show too, and I liked him in that as well.
Neat.
But yeah, just that.
Well, that's a fun thing to watch. By the way, I'm fighting 1987 Krang right now. Like I said earlier, he was not... This level is new to the home version, right? But he was the boss of a different level. Or he was a mid-boss of a different level in the actual arcade game.
Yeah.
And I don't think he appears in this particular show. I could be wrong because there is there's like 2 1987 crossover episodes.
Right.
But you know, I mean, it's like it's good to see more familiar characters. So can't complain about him being here. Go, Donnie. Yeah, I agree with that, Jonah. And Jonah just called Sony selfish. Like, Sony actually hurt the video games industry by pulling out of E3. Like, that actually hurt the whole American games industry.
Nintendo pulled out before Sony did.
Yeah, but it kind of... They shouldn't have done that either. But, like, wasn't Nintendo still... Did they really have no booth at all? Because, like, when I went, they had a booth.
No, Nintendo was the first to pull out and just
They
did
just
their...
had literally no booth?
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, I can't speak to the booths. I don't know what was actually there. I don't know. They didn't have... They were the first ones to not have a major press conference.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And
So
just
neither
do a
one of
video.
them should have done that.
And just do a video thing.
But yeah, them like that show, the E3 show, was good for the whole industry, and like it helps the industry as far as like brand awareness and like lobbying and different things. Like it's just not good that they pulled out. It's a shame. It's like, yes, it costs you money to do that, but it helps everyone, and it also helps you. Like, I mean, it helps you promote your own games. And sure, there's cheaper ways to promote your own games, but anyway, I wish they hadn't done that. I'm trying to think. I've been watching some Star Trek Lower Decks. Like, I mean, I've already seen every episode of the series that is available, but I've just been watching it more to try to help the viewership numbers since it, you know, is somewhat canceled right now.
You said it was canceled, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there is a 5th season coming, so it's like, in a way, it's not fully canceled because there's that, but then that's it. They've already said. So this is a cool part of this level, by the way. There's just a big weird eye shooting at you from the background. That's kind of memorable. But I mean, that is a really good show, and I still really think you would like it if you would watch it.
I probably would. I still don't know that, like I might probably would. There's a lot of shows I'd probably like if I watch, but it's, you know, I don't watch a ton of TV. I don't even know if my TV's been on today, besides playing a little bit of video games.
Well, you might remember, because my watching habits have changed over the years since we've been doing the stream. But in the old days, I would just watch a stream whenever on Netflix or when it finally came out on Blu-ray, or a show, sorry. Like, I would watch shows after the fact, but I think there's a value to watching them when they're actually on, you know? Like, so, which I do a lot more now. And I encourage you and everybody to do that, because it helps the actual shows themselves, and you get to be much more a part of the conversation around them. And like in the case of X-Men 97, it's really fun to be a part of that conversation, I think. Are
Yeah,
you caught up
I
on
mean
that
that.
one or no?
I agree. No. It's a kid's cartoon. Who wants to watch that?
A kid's cartoon.
Yeah.
It is totally for like teens and grown-ups. Well, episode 7, which is the latest one from this week, is like the follow-up to the big episode 5, where all the characters get killed and stuff.
Spoilers.
Well, I didn't say who.
Say characters get killed.
Yeah, but anyway, like, I mean, you should watch that one to see where it goes from there, is what I'm saying. Episode 6 is not highly connected.
Yeah, I assume episode 6 is about Storm.
Yes, exactly. But, like, yeah, you know, like, that's... At least there's a lot of online discussion about the show, and, like, people get a big kick out of whatever they do each week, and it's fun to see who will show up. Like, there's a lot of week-to-week appeal. And the creator of the show even said that he designed it to be a weekly show, and, like, it really seems to take advantage of that style of show.
Yeah, after the first couple episodes, I thought it was going to be very, like, standalone, each episode to their own, but then it ended up having a lot of, like, overarching storytelling.
Indeed. Oh, and now I'm fighting Krang Subprime, which is the leader of the Krang species in the 2012 show. And you see it's this weird big robot with a girl head sticking out, right? And that's because in the 2012 show, Irma, the classic 1987 cartoon character, she's just a Krang robot. Like, you think she's a person, but it turns out later on that she's this robot inside.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so weird thing to do with Irma. You know, like, some people don't like that. But perhaps it's better than no Irma at all if you like Irma. I don't know.
Right, gotta have Irma in your turtles.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's some sexy interpretations of Irma, so that has caused me to kind of like her a bit. Oh, nice. I'm glad to hear that, Darker Player. Ah. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Gilbert Gottfried character. Why was I saying it was Baxter? My bad on that, everyone.
This is Gilbert Gottfried. Iago and...
In Aladdin, you're right. Yeah, because I can hear it, so I just got it mixed, my wires crossed. I'm going to have to correct that in the review. But, yeah, Gilbert Gottfried is talking mess to me. You are pathetic! It's him.
That was a close one.
Go team.
I love being a turtle.
Donatello's voice in this show, in this game, is Rob Paulsen, who is the voice of Raphael in the original show. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Rob Paulsen is a big, famous voice actor. Isn't he? God, is he in the Animaniacs? I feel like he's one of the Animaniacs. Is he Yakko? I forget. But he was the voice of the Mask in the animated Mask series, for better or worse. And, I mean, he's in a lot of things. But it's
Never
to me, it's
heard of him.
weird having him be Donatello, you know, because, like, he's classic Raph. Why change it?
I was gonna say, why swap it?
Yeah, makes no sense to do that to me, but whatever. Darker Player. Now the Shredder level unlocks. Now we're on the last level, guys. Stick around so we can see the ending. This game, despite not having an intro, it does have an ending. Should I be Donnie or should I change the turtle?
Either way, you've played them all, so...
That's true. Well, then let's go out on Michelangelo, who is often my favorite turtle. Only thing is, I don't like when they make Michelangelo too dumb, and in some versions he's stupid, which I don't
He
like.
plays Pinky
Enhance your combat strategy.
from
Oh.
Pinky and the Brain,
Oh yeah, you're right. Looking it
which
up.
is mostly just like a Orson Welles ripoff. Well, not ripoff.
No, that's wait. No, Maurice
Oh, no,
LaMarche is
Pinky-
doing the Orson.
Sorry.
Welles.
Pinky is the dumb one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Brain is the smart one.
yeah, and that's Maurice LaMarche.
Yeah. Pinky has a funny voice.
Oh, did we ever get Maurice LaMarche to do a cameo? We haven't, have we?
Does he do affordable ones?
That's
Is that the
thing,
guy
I
that
think-
voices Winnie the Pooh?
No. Well, it was Paul Cummings.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Maurice Lamar. I remember going to a panel at my local Comic-Con that had Maurice and Winnie the Pooh and some other ones. Maybe that guy that you're talking about was there too, Rob Paulson or whatever.
Yeah, he goes to a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never met any of the Turtles actors or voice actors because I just don't go to a lot of conventions.
Yeah,
Like, I've
well,
been to a few.
I didn't meet them. They were just on the stage.
Gotcha.
We got pizza! We got pizza!
Dr. Player says there's a fan theory that Pinky is actually very smart. It's an interesting theory. He'll pop something out that's intelligent every now and then, like as a punchline to a joke or whatever. Or just like as a surprise joke.
Travel to the next level. Come on!
So this level I'm playing now, the Shredder level, is a completely brand new level for the home version. The Shredder level of the arcade is different and way shorter. But they should have still included it in the friggin' home version.
You just got shell-shocked, son!
You just got shell-shocked, son, he said. But there's no subtitle for it, as far as I know. Hey, Evan Smile.
Ow!
Look at all the fine folks who have eventually showed up for us.
Power!
Yeah, that's nice.
Got pizza!
I've still been forgetting to send out that survey, Tyler. You know, like I
can take these
plan to do a
bugs with my
survey
eyes
where we
closed.
ask for useful data from the viewers. One of these days I'll do it.
Mikey for the win!
It's hard when your job requires so much of your time, you know, more than 40 hours a week. Like tomorrow, Sunday, I'm going to have to spend almost all my waking hours doing stuff to prepare for the work week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like,
Don't look forward to it.
your non-teaching hours are still very busy during the school year. The school
Indeed.
year's almost over.
Yeah, and that's going to be nice. Like,
You
oh,
really
here's
know how to
Karai.
make
This
a
is
girl
Shredder's
feel
daughter.
welcome.
She's often a very important character in Turtles lore. She is new for the home version.
This should be entertaining.
Why am I only at 70% Darker Player? How are you viewing my achievement progress?
I'm here now.
I don't know.
Guess
I
Oh,
should
he's
be-
probably looking. He's probably look. Is he looking at the turtle power thing that you're doing,
I don't know.
Master has
I have no idea.
or total achievements? I don't know.
You have
Is
to
there a
fight 3
counter?
bosses in this
Is there
level.
a counter in the game?
I mean, like, not on screen, there's not.
This is fun.
But I mean, like
This should be
internally, because
entertaining.
PlayStation has like trophy counters for PS5 games.
Might be. My last school day of the year is the 24th or 25th of May. I forget.
Sayonara. Not bad.
Ow, stop hurting me. Yeah, when we played this originally 4-player with the family, I ran out of lives by the end of it. Because you only have those 3 credits, right? But I was lucky my son ended up finishing up for us.
Oh, nice.
Thank goodness. Yeah, and I mean, he had no extra lives either, but he finally beat the real final boss.
Easy as
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
Darker Player says she has the Xbox app that's showing it.
Oh, that's neat that you can actually
This is fun.
see your friends in progress stuff too. I didn't know that.
And Nikki wants to know whose Shredder's been banging to have a daughter.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever find out. Like, I don't know if you find out in any version. Because they have to humanize him somewhat to do that, right? To show him in love with somebody and, like, having a relationship. So, good question. Ow. But I need to try to play a little better so that I don't run out of continues. Because I'm not going to feel like replaying the level. But I gotta use my turtle powers, baby. Didn't miss out on that.
Aha! That's how we do it!
That is how we do it. That's what he said, and he was telling the truth. What else is going on, Tyler? Tell me about it.
Let's see, what else is going on? What else is happening? Chicago Comic-Con is going on this weekend.
Will there be any news coming out of that?
Probably not. There's like Funko news, but there's always Funko news. But like, yeah, I don't think you're gonna get any like, big comic book news or anything like that.
Is there a piece of Funko news you could tell us from that?
No, they were mostly just teasing. It's funny, they're teasing stuff about what they're going to do at San Diego Comic-Con. They're like, oh, at this con, we'll just tease about what you could be doing if you're in San Diego.
Sort of
'Cause
like
that's,
how.
you know, the big one or whatever.
Gotcha. It's like how Japanese game developers will do like an announcement of an upcoming trailer, or like
Right.
a trailer for a trailer.
An announcement of an announcement, yep.
Yeah. And now I'm at the Shredder part.
Please enjoy this announcement of an announcement.
Shredder's voice is done by Kevin Michael Richardson,
will deal with you
famous black
myself.
voice actor. And
I
that's
don't know what that is.
Interfere in my
Oh,
business
gotcha.
for the
Well,
last
he
time.
he was the voice of the
Today
black
you
guy
meet your
in Clerks, the animated series. You know, Clerks, the animated
Oh,
series?
yeah. Yeah, but he's barely in it, isn't he?
Yeah, but it was him. And
I think they
he does. I'm sure.
make reference to him in Rick and Morty,
Oh, interesting.
I think. Oh, and I watched the new season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Not new, but the newest season of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It was okay.
Oh, what season number? Do you know?
They're on 16.
Wow, that's a lot of seasons.
It is a lot of seasons.
Are they short seasons?
Yeah, they're down to 7 to 8 episodes per season. They were
Gotcha.
10 for a long time, and now they're down to 7 or 8.
So they're more like half seasons.
Right. Like, I mean, it's still mostly entertaining, but you know that, like, these guys are ready to move on with other things in their lives, and then FX or whoever comes is like, all right, you know, let's negotiate this. You can have $20 million, and we'll do 9 episodes. And they're like, we'll do 25 for 8, you know, type of thing. Because South Park is like that, too, where I think South Park's down to 10 episodes, and they do, like, 2 5-episode half seasons per year or something like that.
So
You know,
short.
because it just makes so much money for everyone involved that they can't turn it away. So, I mean, it was still pretty good.
So I've beaten the Shredder, who is the actual boss of the arcade version, but look who I fight now.
Super Shredder.
They call me
He's
Shredder.
freaky looking.
This is the end.
Well, I was right. It is Super Shredder. He took the ooze.
Yes, he did. In Turtles 2. I mean, like, I like the Turtles 2 look better, but it's certainly an interesting and valid
This
look,
one's
I
not
suppose.
terrible. They have a lot of like bony, prickly looking dudes in this, like just things sticking out of other things.
That's true. I wonder if that's in the show Bible, or if it's like their 3D software could do it well or something. He heals himself a little bit, the jerk. Ah, I didn't jump. No, I did. Okay, good. Hit it, special move. Yeah! We're gonna do this, guys.
You're actually gonna beat it, you mean?
Yes.
Nice.
Because I've still got one continue left, so that's enough
Ooh,
to win.
nice.
Now I can put it in.
He does that spinning special move, which is just Leo's turtle power move.
Fight with honor. But I fight dirty. Already.
I feel like Shredder... Now, the original 87 Turtles cartoon had a black guy as the voice, too. It was Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah, Avery.
Avery
James
Brooks.
Avery.
Or, wait. No, you're right. It's James Avery. Not Avery Brooks, who is the captain in Deep Space Nine. My bad. Yeah, but and he was good and iconic and all that. But like, still, if I was casting, I would give an Asian voice to Shredder, because he's supposed to be an Asian character. Oh, resume. Okay, we got our last credit, so we're gonna do this. I would like to get one more super move pulled off.
It'll get you to like 74%.
Yeah, dang it. So I need some more regular foot soldiers to kill. There we go.
How do you know when you have another? Oh, you have 2 lives, but no continues now.
Yeah, exactly. But this will do it.
You just got
That's it for him. Take that, Super Shredder!
Does it scale for like multiple players?
The number of continues is the same, no matter how... Even 4-player, you still have 3 continues to share amongst everyone. And here's
Oh.
yeah, which is a shame. I feel like you should get a little bit more for 4 people, but...
Oh, you're playing on easy. No wonder you
Yes.
actually beat it.
Oh, wow, Tyler. Well, I've already beaten it on normal, so I needed the easy
Or
achievement.
you beat it, or your son beat it. One or the other.
Whatever, I got to the very end.
One or the other, but it certainly wasn't you. Is that April?
Yes, that's April. Yeah, she's a teenager in this version.
Yeah. Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja April is what it's called.
She's so happy. Oh, look at them. It's weird that this part isn't voice acted. Like, why not voice act the ending, considering you... So maybe...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, maybe it was just borrowed from episodes. Someone had to go through and pick out like little lines that worked from each episode.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Yep.
Hard to know. But that is it. Now we've got the credits. So let's go ahead and wrap things up, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I hope you still had fun, Tyler. This was fun for
Yeah,
me.
it's a good time.
Right on. Everybody, we've been playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade, Wrath of the Mutants for Xbox. It's also on PlayStation, Switch, and Steam. It is a port of the 2017 arcade game. It's finally available on home systems. It's got 3 brand new levels, 6 brand new bosses added. I wrote a cool article about that shows off all the bosses, like new and classic ones, you know, and it tells you what level they're from and all that. So anyway, check out that article and also check out my review, please. I worked hard on that review and Tyler did a great job proofreading it.
Right.
So good stuff to learn about this game from a huge lifelong Turtles fan. So anyway, I think this is a good, fun game. It should have had online co-op. It should have had additional modes. So the big problem is the price. You know, like was it $30 or $40?
I think you said it was 30.
Okay, $30. But this is a game that should be like 15. You know,
Right.
Like
yeah. There's just not enough content to justify it, like you said, right? Like there's not extra modes or extra things or online play.
Yeah, and you have a game like Shredder's Revenge that's $25 and has online
Exactly.
play and a ton of stuff. Like, so much more work went into that game than this game. So, yeah, but, I mean, this will go on sale eventually, and if it ever goes on sale for half off, like, to me, for a Turtles fan, you'd have to snap it up at that point. So, Tyler, thanks for being an awesome co-host. Did a great job as always.
Yep, happy to be here.
Thanks to Icky for running the contest. Huge thanks to our subscribers, which include Jono and Perfect Zero and others for helping keep us afloat. We need you guys, so don't stop subscribing, baby. Wow, nobody's going to take Brock the Investigator? Why not? That's a pretty cool game. We'll save it for later if nobody entered for it. Anyway, don't forget, Saturday Game School takes place every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We always stream a different game and give out cool prizes, so we hope you'll tune in whenever you can. Please do, we need you, baby. We love you guys, we'll see you next week, and don't forget, don't hate, appreciate.
See you guys. That ought to hold the little SOBs.
Darker Players already got it. Lordy, lordy. Perfect Zero says goodnight. We love you, Perfect Zero. We love you, Jono. Everybody else is here too. BX Latino Heat, Darker Player, Chicago, definitely. Homie Drew was here.
Wolfblade and Thyrinia.
Wolfie and Thyrinia, I could never forget them.
Turtle Pizza Power.
Oh yeah, he showed up briefly. Too bad, I was hoping he'd stick around and talk about the Turtles, but hey, at least he showed up.
Heaven Smile.
Yeah, Heaven Smile, my bad. Can't forget Heaven Smile.